My question is, how do you start a maintenance break when traveling? I'm 5'7", 59 years old, and starting on my weight loss journey. July the 2016 at 226 pounds. I did an average of my weekly weights since 7/18/2018, and it came out to 163 pounds. And I haven't been intentionally doing maintenance. Hence, it's time to do this in a orderly fashion. This week, I downloaded Happy Scale app and have started weighing daily to try and numb myself to the scale. I would prefer to be at 160-ish before starting this, but that could be months from now and with the way I lose. Tuesday, I was at 162.9, and today is my official weigh-in day, and I was planning to start this today. I've been trying to average about 1567 on calories per day, exercise daily, wear an Apple Watch. I determined my TDE average from three sources and it was 2,230 calories. How can I do this without being sequestered in the house for the next 4 weeks? I'll be home for the first 4 weeks, but then I go to Dallas for 4 days for pleasure and home for 4 days, and then an 11-day road trip to the Midwest. Then home for 3 days on a girls' weekend. I have the Transform Your Travel Toolkit and plan to use the ideas in there, but I'm still not going to get very clean tracking. I also won't be able to weigh myself. After all that, I am home for a good month. Maybe I start this week and just plan on keeping this up for the next 9 weeks, or wait until after the trip, which is a month from now, and try it then when I can have a good 4 weeks of eating at home. This is typically my lifestyle and is the reason I've never tried this before. I travel, gain some, so go back to a deficit, repeat about a month later when I travel again. Thank you for any guidance you can provide. All right, so here's what we wanted to kind of go back to. I think we talked about in a previous webinar this idea of a maintenance break, meaning that you're going to be taking it for, say, a holiday or a vacation versus going into maintenance for the long term, meaning months, years, indefinite, right? And what we want to keep in mind is that the maintenance break is less important for you to be super accurate because even if you're overshooting just a couple hundred calories, which again, most of these online calculators are kind of in the ballpark, I mean, they're roughly in the ballpark. Um, you are thinking about, okay, I just have to kind of get through this next 4 weeks for a vacation. If I know I should be roughly at 2,200 calories, then what I can do is switch to maintenance, eat about 2,200 calories, be as on top of my tracking as possible. So that way I'm not gaining a bunch of weight. And then when I come back from this trip, if I'm actually thinking about segueing into maintenance permanently, okay, really focusing on finding your maintenance calories and focusing on that maybe for 4 to 6 weeks at home where you have a lot more control over everything. But I just did this experiment with one of my coaching clients. Her maintenance calories at home versus her maintenance calories on vacation look differently. So here's a word of caution. Just want you to think about this. At home, this particular client can eat 2,200 calories of food and actually maintain her weight really good. I mean, spot on good. But when she went on vacation, she thought she was still hitting 2,200 calories, but her weight went up several pounds. And what you want to keep in mind is when you are traveling, I would assume about a 20% error rate, at least for what you're tracking. So, what I mean by that is if you're wanting to kind of get a rough estimate of your maintenance calories to go on this vacation and you're not going to be sequestered to your home, I would never tell anyone to do that. I want you to live your life. So, what we want to do is go based on some kind of rough numbers here. So, if 2,200 would be your at home maintenance calories, where you're actually preparing the food, you're actually weighing and measuring it, you are maybe eating out a lot less, that might be a good home base number. But when you go on vacation away from home, and you're trying to kind of gamble and guess at this a little bit, I would drop that definitely down to probably around 2,000 calories because the reality is when you figure in restaurant food, the unpredictable things that are going to happen, not actually probably weighing and measuring your food, all of that, I would want to come under it. And you could still say you're on maintenance calories because when you figure in the inflation from restaurant food, not weighing and measuring your food, all those different things, that can easily account for a 2 to 300 calorie gap. So if I'm this person, I'm going to go on vacation. I am going to probably set my calories right around 2000, knowing that I probably will eat a little bit more than that to try and buffer the weight gain, but have the thought process of, okay, I'm going to be eating at maintenance to the best of my knowledge. When I come back home after this 4-week trip, I am then going to actually verify if this is true. So for 4 weeks, I'm going to track. If I think it's 2200, I'm actually going to make sure I'm eating 2200, but I'll have much more control of my food intake. And that's what I'm going to plan. But hear me on this. Hear me, everybody, on this. Your maintenance calories that you have at home will not look the same or translate the same when you're on vacation. Unless you are getting something like an Airbnb where you are actually the one controlling the majority of your food and you're eating out sparsely. If you're eating out more and you're kind of just guesstimating, you may want to come under maybe 10, 20% under what you think maintenance is to account for the discrepancies which will be happening. Okay. So those are the thoughts I have for you on that, and have a fantastic trip.